The thought of you kissing me, you know my secrets, you know the curve and the line. One touch and I know you are mine.
What a voice. The long-awaited 21st Standard Bank Joy of Jazz is once again promising to be a spectacular three-day jazz extravaganza. It has grown to become one of the most popular jazz festivals in the world, actually, featuring a lineup of seasoned local and international musicians. So the three-day event starts tomorrow with a not-to-be-missed one-night-only spectacular that'll also pay tribute to the late jazz legend Hugh Masekela. But in studio with us this morning, we are joined by American jazz musician, vocalist, songwriter and producer Cassandra Wilson, who will be performing, as we say, for one night only. What a pleasure to have you in studio. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you so much.
Goodness gracious, what a beautiful, magnificent voice. I know people always try and describe what a voice sounds like, but yours is, I don't know, hot, dark chocolate on a cold, wintry evening. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds great.
It sounds fantastic.
I like that, yeah.
Welcome to South Africa.
It's wonderful to be here.
Yeah.
Such a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
It's not your first time, I know that. No. You have been here before, but have you performed before?
Yes, I was actually here in 2015 for the Cape Town International Jazz Festival. And I was here several years ago in Johannesburg for the same festival, but I think it was called something else.
Yeah, well, you know, this I think, as you've heard, is a big highlight, and we've got a massive jazz community, as you know, here in South Africa that love your music. You've always said you like to arrive just a couple of days or a bit before you actually appear on stage. What do you look for? What do you want to feel when you get here?
I want to feel the people. I love the flavor. I love to, you know, to go to certain places and congregate with people and just get a sense of what they're feeling. It's a very important part of performance. As a jazz performer, you are acting in the moment. And so it's very important to collect as much data, you know, emotional data as well, of, you know, what's happening with the people.
And that's and it is important because the one thing about jazz, and I think you have been said to, you know, believe in it too. It's a new language. It's a new. It's never set in stone. It changes wherever you go. And I mean, singing a song the same way twice is something that it's very hard to find a jazz artist to actually do that. So is that what it's all about? Just reading the crowd, reading the moment, and feeling people?
It's very much about that. It's very much about being in the moment and having a connection with your audience is the most important thing, and to help to express what that moment means for us all. You know, it's not just about the musicians being on stage delivering a performance. It's also about the audience helping to deliver that performance with an exchange.
Music is in your blood. I mean, from as early as you can remember, playing guitar at 6, playing the piano at the age of 12, working as a vocalist in the mid-70s. I mean, it's just something that it was never going to escape you. And you grew up in a musical family, I imagine.
Yes, my father was a musician. He played violin when he was very young, and then he changed to the trumpet. He played in the Army band, and later he became a professor. He taught music, and he played the guitar, and he finally settled on the bass. That was his instrument for most of his life.
Yeah. I mean, singing, being a vocalist, was that something that you always... No, not really.
I had no idea.
You
in fact,
know.
I went to school to do what you're doing.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what I had my degree in.
Okay, so it's the voice thing. So you're telling me that if I'd gone and trained my voice, I could sound like you too?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
I'll get some lessons, hopefully. Maybe I can be on the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz stage. I don't think so, but I mean, so you studied journalism, is that what you were doing?
I had a concentration in television.
Can you believe
Yes,
it?
I have a degree in that, but I couldn't find a job when I moved to New York City with my husband. It is the largest market in the nation, and I was moving from New Orleans, which is a much smaller market, and so I couldn't find a job, and I just fell back on what I did, before I went to school, which was music.
Yeah, which is amazing, isn't it?
I love what I do.
I mean, isn't it amazing how the world works and how
It
your
is.
fate is in very different hands sometimes? It's like you think you're going in one way and then you think, hang on, what am I doing? Why am I even pursuing something when I've got this brilliant talent? And I'm so glad you tapped into it. So, I mean, tell us about the journey for you. I mean, it never really is easy. Nothing is easy in life.
No.
We know that. But I mean, for you, that big break, when did it come?
I think it's still coming.
2 Grammys later and a list of awards, I think it might have happened.
Well, yes, it has. I mean, I've been very, very fortunate. I've had great mentors. And I came to New York City at a time when the jazz scene was very active. And there were a lot of older musicians that helped to guide me.
Yeah.
That's, I think, one of the most important things is to have that kind of mentoring.
Yeah.
When you have people who take you under their wing and they show you the ropes, that's a large part of being able to survive in the business.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and there's some musical greats out there. I mean, Miles Davis.
Yes.
If we bring him into the equation, did he have a major influence on you as well in your music?
Oh, absolutely. I heard Miles Davis's music when I was 5 years old. My father brought Sketches of Spain, which was the album which was released, I think, in 1960. So I was about 5 then. And he would play it, and I would listen to it endlessly. I would go to sleep under what we call the hi-fi then. I don't know, that's a little bit before your time, I'm sure.
A little bit.
Yeah, I would go to sleep under the hi-fi and just listen to that album over and over again.
No, a hi-fi.
Yeah,
What are you
hi-fi.
joking? No.
Do you know what a hi-fi
Well,
is?
of course I know what a hi-fi
No, you
is.
don't. What is it?
We all had a hi-fi that had a tape deck and it had a record player.
okay, see.
And the speakers on the side, and we had to press rewind and pause and all that stuff. Of course.
Well, in my time, we didn't have the recorder.
Okay. it
All
was
we
just-
had was the turntable.
Yeah, the turntable. That
Yeah,
was
that
it.
was it.
Okay.
But,
the
okay,
tape came after. I mean, that was revolutionary.
Yeah, that was, it was.
It was, wasn't it? So, I mean, we've got, of course, our huge, great jazzers. Hugh Masekela?
Yes.
Did you ever meet him? Did you?
I never got a chance to meet him. I did get a chance to go to Miriam Makeba's concert, which was one of the highlights of my life, witnessing her in concert. I met her briefly. Didn't get a chance to meet Mr. Hugh Masekela.
Yeah.
But profoundly moved by what they've done for South African jazz.
Oh, incredible! And he's just one of those. And I know that at the Standard Bank, at the Joy of Jazz, there's going to be a big tribute
Yes,
to him.
there's a tribute on, I believe it's going to be Thursday night.
Yeah, the same night you're performing.
Same night, yes.
Well, I mean, that is a highlight, I'm sure, and I think it's going to be just absolutely fantastic. So you are on tomorrow night.
Yes.
Okay, tomorrow night. It's a one-night only performance.
Yes.
And any hint of what we can expect? I mean, because between your jazz, between your country, between your blues, and between your folk music, it is going to be sure to thrill audiences.
I love to always combine genres. They call me the genre bender. I do believe in doing that because I think it's all one continuum. But I don't know what to expect tomorrow. We bring our ideas and we throw them out, and it's a band. We work together to create the music on stage. It's not just me, dictating what it's going to be. It's truly a democratic process. So we get together and we work it out, and the audience is a large part of what actually happens on the stage.
Well, if you are around and if you have tickets, which I'm sure a lot of you do, you're in for a massive treat because Cassandra Wilson on stage tomorrow night at the Joy of Jazz. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Remember, we are giving away 10 double tickets to Friday night's performance. All you do is email us at morninglive@sabc.co.za, and just tell us 2 of the artists that will be performing on Friday night at the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz, and you could be a winner of one of those double tickets. Looking forward to hearing from you. All right, again, what a blessing. Cassandra Wilson, thank you for being our guest here on
Thank you
Morning
so
Live.
much for having me.
Enjoy the rest of your stay in South
Oh,
Africa.
I will.
All right, let's take a